Oh my gosh, guys, I made a huge mistake. Good morning and welcome back to Abundance Rising Dairy. I'm glad you're here. As Justin and I always say, you never know what kind of thing you're going to get into from day to day around this place. So let me show you what I'm up to today. A few years back, we remodeled our kitchen. When we did, we changed our counter so that we could put a cooktop on our counter instead of having a range cooktop combo. Now understand that we cook a lot. We cook for an army, a small army of men that we are raising ourselves. So we are constantly cooking in the kitchen. It was important for me to have a double oven. I also wanted a cooktop, the biggest one I could find, and it needed to have a large burner on it as well. So when we were remodeling, we made it specifically so that the kitchen would function at optimal level for the amount of people that we cook for here. I've already taken the old cooktop off, and I'll show you why I felt it needed replacing. But we also added a side burner here. There's two burners. One of the biggest things that we run into is oftentimes Justin is cooking something at the same time I'm cooking something. He might be making breakfast while I'm starting dinner, or I might be canning something and he needs to help with lunch. Whatever it is, there's never enough burners, so we added a few extra. Now let's take a look at the one that I decided to replace, even though we've only had it a few years. So I get that it's not very clean. I was throwing it away, so I wasn't too worried about cleaning up after breakfast today. But with the amount of cooking that we do, we were running into certain situations where it was actually becoming impossible to get everything off. I do like a clean home. I'm also realistic enough that because we live here, I'll never be able to keep it just so. But yes, the cooktop is dirtier than it would be if I wasn't in the process of getting rid of it. Well, let me show you one of the major problems that we ran into. You see this plate? You see how much it has warped? So over the years of us cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking, it got so hot for so long, whether it was canning, whether it was making soups, whatever it is that we were doing, that over time, this burner, the main burner that we use, come on grown-ups, we all know we have a favorite. The main burner that we use began to warp. It got to the point where it only worked on high. We could never turn that burner down to low or the flame would just completely go out. What's the point in that? I have a couple of other burners that quit lighting without us using a match or a lighter or some other sort of flame to get it going. These are things I was willing to live with for a little while, but recently the big burner quit working even on high, and sometimes it would just go out, and then it's just releasing propane out into the kitchen, which is probably not the safest thing. So it was time to replace it. I'm doing it myself. Justin had to help me loosen some of the connector pieces because they were really, really tight. Outside of that, I've gotten the burner pulled out. I've gotten the cooktop pulled out. I'm going to go throw it in the trash, and then we're going to install the new one. Come along with me. All right, so I ended up ordering the exact same cooktop. I don't believe it was the cooktop's fault that we overuse everything we own. So it fit the space, it fit our needs. I was able to order the exact same one. Seemed like a pretty good deal to me. This cooktop is set up and ready to go for natural gas, and because we run liquid propane, I have got to convert it over to be able to handle that. What that means, all of these little orifices here, these have to be changed out. These are all for natural gas, but that's not what we run here. So let's get these switched out and ready to go. All right, so to take these out, you need a number 7 ratchet. I, however, couldn't find my husband's ratchet, so I'm using this. Still, number 7 fits perfectly. We've got to take them all out. And it came with a bag of what I need to change it over to liquid propane. Let's take a look at the difference. It's a little hard to see, but the liquid propane holes are a bit smaller. So I am going to change out every one of these on the entire thing, and then we'll be back. Alright, now it's time to put the gas line back on. Pipe dope. It's really important that you buy the one that is designed for gas, not water. It matters. I actually ran to Home Depot to get the right one. I am now back. Alright, now we're going to install the pressure regulator. We've got to put some pipe dope. On the thread of the brand new cooktop. This helps make sure it gets thoroughly and all the way sealed when you're dealing with any kind of gas or propane that is clearly very important. The gas line goes in, the gas line goes out. So it's going out into the cooktop. It's very clear how to install it. Nice and snug. Now I'm going to set it into the hole where it belongs, and then we will be able to attach the line underneath. I'll show you how. Now, all I've really got to do is connect the gas line to that regulator we just put in there and plug in the power cord. At least they secured the power cord really well. Tape and a wire. Can't have that thing running away on you. So the electrical box is actually through a small hole in here into that other cabinet. So I'm just going to stick that in there for now.
Record.
Okay. We're going to add pipe dope to the threads. Make sure that pipe is good and sealed. And take the gas line. I'm going to get my tools and make sure that's actually tight. Go ahead and pause it.
I'm just gonna kill a cat.
It's important that we get it tight, but we don't want to break anything.
Yeah.
Alright, that is hooked up. I am not going to turn the propane on just yet. I'm going to give that pipe dope a chance to kind of set up. I'll go into the other cabinet. I'm going to plug it in the power. The power basically just runs the igniter so it can light it. And then, because pots and pans and things moving in and out of here all the time, it's really starting to mess up the bottom of the cabinets. So we're going to add some contact paper to spruce it up a little and protect it from any further damage. Oh my gosh, guys, I made a huge mistake. So I know that you have to change out the orifices, right? The jets from natural gas to liquid propane. So I proceeded to remove every orifice and then put in the propane ones that came in the kit. I looked over the orifices, couldn't see any markings on them. They all look pretty dang identical. So I figured it would be no big deal. Guys, it's not, just no big deal. Let me see if I can zoom in on this and show you. So this is the orifice that we change out based on what kind of gas we use, right? It looks completely plain. It's not. There are actual numbers on each one, and those numbers, see, they're so hard to read, I can't even get it in the camera. You can't even see it. I'm telling you, they're there. So what does that mean for us? That means I have no idea which orifice or jet goes in to which burner. So I have had to get onto Google. I have tried to look for a diagram on how to do this. I've had to watch lots of YouTube videos. I did finally figure it out. Let me show you what's up. So basically, the bigger the burner, the higher the number orifice you want to use. So without being able to show you, according to Google, because there's 5 of them on here, I actually wanted to use smaller ones. And the kit came with 5 number 86s. What does that mean? I don't know. We're just winging it here, guys. But because it came with 5, that kind of made sense, right? And then I looked up the numbers on the other 4 burners and the other 4 orifices, and I just started by putting the highest number here, the next highest here, the next highest there, and the smallest number here. I am not a professional. Who would even say that I know what I'm doing? I'm simply willing to try. I'm willing to get in there. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to ask questions. I'm willing to fail, but I'm not really willing to ruin my brand new stovetop. What makes me wonder if the other one melted, maybe it didn't have the right orifices in the right places. And maybe that's why over time it deteriorated and warped and changed and everything. But we've got it set. We've got it correct now. Now it's just time to put it together, turn it on, and see how it goes. All right, let's get this thing put back together. The little itty bitty guy, great big one. Okay, we're gonna get it wiped up. We are going to turn on the propane and we're gonna give it a try and see if it works. Time for the big reveal. Doesn't that look much cleaner? Access to all of our pots. 2 of our pots are still in the wash. That tray is usually all the way full. Access to any lids you could possibly need. That contact paper sure looks a whole lot nicer. Turn to the propane back on right there. The power cord goes through a hole into a separate cabinet. Back in there. Got that plugged in. Let's turn on the stove and see if it works. Okay, we're gonna turn it on together. I have not tested this yet. Here's hoping that I got it right the first time. Uh-oh. What happened? That one's working okay. Maybe we just needed to get the propane in the lines. There we go. Let's see. Ooh, it's warming up in here. Look at that. Now, you see the yellow flames? That's not ideal. So I'm going to have to go and adjust the settings to make sure that the flame isn't too high. The one in the back there doesn't want to light. I will adjust the black piece on top. Oh, there we go.
Yay.
Look at that. You did it, boys. I'd also like to make one last point. We do keep a propane detector near the kitchen at all times, down near the ground because propane stays low. And if there was a leak or something wasn't quite right, this little guy would tell us pretty quickly. And it's very loud. Well, there you have it. Brand new cooktop. Maybe we can keep this one clean and in good working order for a little while. Now, come on, guys. If I can do this, you can definitely do this. Let's get those projects done around here. More projects to come. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. You have no idea how much it helps our channel. It really helps push us forward, and we love to hear from you. Have a good day.